Hi, it's Hazel. Excuse me. Welcome to my channel. It is day 81 of the 100-day project, and the end is in sight, people. Anyway, I have a huge mess on this desk, but you know, did I ever tell you about the sign that I had? I should actually put it on Instagram. I think I have the actual sign somewhere. And maybe it's my life motto: a creative mess is better than tidy idleness. So if that's the case, I've got the creative mess down pat here. I am working on an envelope, altering an envelope today, but because I'm also taken with the idea of Rach and Bella's how boho can you go, hashtag how boho can you go, June thingamajig challenge, I gathered up, I bought a couple of her kits and gathered up all my mega supplies that I've been saving for years, and I'm wanting to sort of, if you can pardon the expression, kill two birds with one stone. Do the 100-day project, but also work towards creating a boho journal. So I'll show you what I did earlier. First of all, I printed most of the two kits I bought, and I'm just using this as a, here's a journal page kind of thing. So I thought, like, I had some of these oversized envelopes, a couple of these from Wawanisa and one from the recent election. There must have been some election stuff going on. Anyway, I thought I was inventing something brilliant. It turns out when I actually went to try to use it as I had envisioned, it was a major fail. So enough said about that. But this is what I did create, and I don't know, is it slightly over the top? Maybe a touch, but isn't that what this is all about? So basically, this is one of the Bohemian girls, and I just isolated her from that particular page. I used some sequins that I had to give her some earrings. Made a bit of a snippet here with a ball pin and some more sequins. This is a side pocket, and there's some embossing there, and these hot pink coat checks, because of course this is all about color. Now you can see that there's some lace protruding out of the top. When I realized my blunder, I ended up having to cut open the top of this envelope. And by the way, this is the envelope folded in half. So I sandwiched this lace in between the two, between the open edges, and that's how I ended up having that sticking out there. So we open it up, and okay, where to begin? This and this, these two girls are actually on the larger tags in the ephemera kit, I guess. I made a pocket here using some of these borders, and I tell you, they're so gorgeous. I salvaged these from, I don't even know if it was a kid's, well, I guess it was probably a kid's book. Oh yeah, Thumbelina. And I just love them because, of course, the intricacy of the pattern, the color, the gold. So finally I began using them. So that's what this pocket is. And this was some braid, and I just glued it down, and this end is is coming apart, but frankly I don't care, because now I hope I'm right, it can only unravel as far as that fabric tack, until where the fabric tack begins. So I'm hoping that's the case. This is a bit of embossed paper that's protruding out the bottom here. These are some stickers that I must have gotten a grab bag, a thrift store grab bag. This is what's left out of them, so I'll make sure to use them up and then be done with them. This was a snippet I had made ages ago. Would you believe, how about stumbling down memory lane with me? This metallic fabric here, okay, there you can get a better look at them, was some fabric that I used in junior high in home ec, and it was sheer, and it was to make, I don't know what the heck those things were called. I don't think they were called cocoons, but anyway, they were essentially a piece of fabric, basically with an armhole, and of course that's a classic style that still exists today. But I love the fabric, and of course I still have some of it, 100 years later. So that is the snippet. Now this is just part of some ribbon that I had. Was it ribbon or was it? No, maybe it was fabric. So I had ripped this into narrower strips, and so it's got a metallic thread running through it. So that's good for a project like this. Some blue tulle. I don't know if you can make that out here, but anyway. So this basically is just decorative. There's no interactive nature to this part. Okay, and I showed you what was in that pocket. A bit of gold metallic paper peeking out the bottom, as well as some tulle. Let me see if I can find it. I guess you know what tulle is. Oh, right here is a scrap with these gold dots on it. So just to have that there as well. So then on this side, this was the side that had the big window. So I used a journaling card from another Bohemian kit from, I'm not sure where. I know that I bought some definitely from Artie Mays in the past. Probably Pam at the Paper Outpost as well. Anyway, so here is a card, and I added a ribbon tab just so that it would make it easier to get in and out. Now, what I've done here is just glue down some scrapbooking paper. I mean, it's really one of those cheap, thin, one-sided papers, but I loved it because, of course, it's got a paisley on it. Paisley design. So basically what I've done here is use, that's a scrap out of the kit, one of the sentiments, some scrapbooking paper, just odds and ends. So that is that. So this is how it would look if it was, pretend there were other signatures. If this was sewn into a book, that's how it would look. Or if this, say, was the center of the signature, then you'd see both of these when you opened it up to that page. So now there won't be time to do the whole thing, but you've gotten hopefully a few. Oh, these were things that I took out of the pockets and forgot to put back. This was just, okay, what was it? Carlton cards, who knows when it was done, but again, love the paisley. And I guess they were intended as place cards. All I had done was stamp, like I made a whole bunch of them at the time. Added some of that gold tulle, a scrap of lace, a gem, and stamped, different words. So I picked this one because of the purple stone. And so that was in this pocket. I think I had it like so, just with that sticking out. And then this was another journaling card, and add a bit of that paper, those page borders that I showed you earlier. Okay, so let's move this out of the way and see what we can see. Now, what I did was I basically opened this up. Now, these envelopes are big, so there's no way that this can be used as is. So what I thought I would do, now of course, there isn't much space above this window, so I can't tamper with that side. But what I can do, and I'm kind of moving my little obstacles here. I want to cut over here and not on that, because of course that will cut it in half. So basically, I might as well make pencil marks because I can't really see my grid. Sorry for the chaos, people. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was also planning to bring this up and make a pocket. So I don't want to cut this too short. Okay, so this is 9.5 as is. We probably don't want it to be, okay, 7.5 probably is as, we want that to be the finished size. So that means, well, let me make a mark. And 7.5. Whoa, right there. Maybe I'll move it down so I can actually see it. Okay, so what I can do, rather than, I guess I won't really have to cut anything, is just fold along there. But I do have to cut it down widthwise because it's far too wide also. So I'm thinking that because I've opened it up and didn't really ruin anything, I could probably, again, consider this almost like a signature page that can be sewn in. So what I'll do is figure out the width and cut that off, because there's no point in decorating and covering something only to cut it off later. And I think to be on the safe side, I'm going to say 5 inches. And 5 inches. Now, if you saw Rachel's launch video, you saw the papers in the kit. I didn't realize, I think I watched her the day after as opposed to the day of. Oops. So maybe I'll just trim that a bit and let it, because it's showing through the window. But I don't mind having that reinforcement there, so I'm just going to trim this a bit, and I'll just, glue that down. Mind you, it will also have paper on both sides. Maybe that's too much. Sorry about that. I'll just cut it all off. Anyway, back to what I was saying, I didn't realize that there were so many kits. And I'm going to have to look back at my downloads and make sure that I got it all, because I really thought that I was getting the kit that also had all those elephant images, because those are pretty nice. Okay, what was this? 5 inches? Yes. So let's do 5 inches from, mind you, that's the narrowest point. Let's maybe do this 4 3/4. And then we don't have to worry about that little curvature there. Now, normally, if I didn't have everything all over the place, I would not be doing this additional step of measuring, and I would just have enough room to spread out and use the guide on my mat or you know, the quilting ruler. Okay. Again, I think maybe I'll just neaten up that edge a bit, because, let me see if I can see that to line it up. I'm just going to take, maybe that's pretty weak, but I'll just take a kind of a smidge off there. Oh, so that's quite crooked. I can't very well stand up and look in the, because then you'll see the top of my head, which won't be good. I'll just cut this basically 1/8 of an inch. Just get rid of that weakest part of the envelope. And begin with a straight edge at least. And mind you, that's not very straight there either. Maybe we can be forgiven for that part. Okay, so let us start gluing something down. Otherwise, time is ticking away and you're not getting to see me do anything but measure. So I have my glue thing here. So, and you know, I said it in a recent video that typically I don't really ever buy a kit and use every single thing out of it, because it seems to me then it, you know, more likely have that cookie cutter effect where everybody's using, and of course there would be individual differences, but I'm basically saying that if everyone uses all the same parts, then you end up with all the same parts. So I'm going to use some of the stuff out of the kit, as well as things that I have of my own. Like I've embossed a number of papers, you know, really bright colors and sort of these kinds of ornate designs that I think just really go with this. That gold, I mean, you almost need to wear sunglasses to look at it. This is some sort of, it feels like velvet, and it's on a backing, so I guess it's probably adhesive. Again, that was one of those thrift store things. Oh yeah, that's sticky, man. Might be able to use that. Anyway, I'll put this aside and see what we can get done here. So this was the scrap of paper from the other thing that I had done. Maybe can save some of these lined ones to use on what I would call the inside. That would be kind of clever. Now I have a lot of blue stuff, so maybe I should gravitate towards the bluer pages. Maybe that gal's pretty nice too. Sorry, I should have pre-selected some stuff. Okay, let's start ripping some stuff up. Okay, so basically what I'm going, see, and I didn't look back at the actual, I wonder if those marks are supposed to be on her face, or if that was, like, there are stacks of books there behind her. I better not use that until I make sure that these other girls' faces are not entirely perfect either, but not as bad as that one. So let's just see what's happening here and start doing something. So I'm going to Oh, what I should do before I even start that, I had pulled out a few. What you probably can't tell on that prototype is that I used tattered rose around, like on the seams, around the edges, around the window, and then a person doesn't have to be quite as if your fit isn't perfect, it's not quite the end of the world. Where is that paper that I was using? So I'm just going to quickly find a... Jeez, I could have done this before calling you guys. Just going to sort of try to protect that window a bit. Because I think getting ink on there would not be that desirable. Why doesn't somebody design an envelope that has square corners around the window? Wouldn't that make our lives a lot easier? I hope you are well. I hope that you're busy crafting. I hope that if you have a yard or garden space or, you know, a balcony or flower pots or whatever, that you're having a chance to get dirty and smell the roses, as it were. It has been, we need way more rain here. And the forecast for the next several days is above average temperatures again. So, you know, high 20s, low 30s. Forest fire situation across Canada is dire. And the government today, because of course I'm taping ahead, so by the time you see this, it'll be old news. But they, based on their projections, they feel that this will be far worse than average year for forest fires. So that doesn't bode well for anyone. Oh, I was going to do the seam as well. I mean the fold. So yeah, it's kind of almost a full-time job trying to, you know, keep things watered and, you know, keep them alive when they're getting baked every day and buffeted by the wind. I think this time I'm going to have my pages run to the edge because I don't want to waste any more time inking. So, okay, let's start doing something. So I'm going to sort of rip off this edge. And create a few different sized pieces and so on. Another thing that I have that I probably could use, they're a little heavier weight. They are out of Stampington and Company, you know, one of their publications. Or they, you know, they include a few complimentary. You're paying dearly for that magazine. So, yeah, this is part, you know, these pages to use are part of it, but it's not like it's a bonus. You're paying for it. You know, every so often I'm in a checkout line and I think there are fewer people carrying the magazines because they are. I mean, the price in Canada is crazy. It's almost $20 an issue. And so I look at the cover and maybe I drool a little bit. And then I think, nope, not doing it. Because I just can't justify that. I know how much other stuff I can get for 20 bucks. And maybe I'll end up doing bigger pieces here, just to not and I might just let a sliver of that blue show. Another thing I've done sometimes is go past the corner so that I don't have to worry about that rounding. But, okay, and that's going to be in the pocket, so it doesn't have to be that long. Okay, what else might I use? I don't think we really want to rip this. Just better make sure you can see something. I don't think we want to rip this butterfly in half, so we'll leave her intact. Now I just printed the ephemera kit on normal paper, normal coffee paper. So I also have, okay, I did the envelopes. I mean, you know, cut them out and folded them. I also have this that I cut out of, this was a wallpaper border. Yeah, I think it was just a border. So I've got some of these bits and pieces. So these are things, obviously, that I could use as well. What is this? Oh, an envelope. So there aren't that many of these, but I mean, that's fine. I can make them stretch. Okay. And where are I should pull out some of these guys as well. So some scrapbooking strips. Isn't this great? Love it. Some blues. Another pink. What else is in here? Well, this is one of my gel prints. Boy, that gold. Honestly. What I should probably, if I can't use it up in a boho journal, what I should probably do is just dry brush some gesso over, because honestly, it is wild. Where's the one I've been using? That one. And again, by repeating certain elements, you end up with a bit of continuity. Okay, I said I've got that. What's this? Oh, these are other things I've already made in the past at some point. Here's some of this. Here's some scrapbooking paper. And these were some sorts of stickers that came in some thrifted purchase. So I'd use a strip of this on the other thing. Look at this. Play gypsies, dance gypsies. I have some of these that I've run through a crimper. So I think there's probably enough to get going here a bit. I should, okay, what is this? Oh, there's another one of those gals. That's a strip of something. So, you know, some of those little skinny guys are good for using around the window. So, let's see. Maybe it's too narrow. And of course, don't get too close to the fold. That's a mistake that I have to keep reminding myself about. Okay, just to say that we did, I'm going to glue this down. I'm just, oh boy, I hope I have another glue stick. That's going to be a fine one if I have to. Where? I cannot believe that I don't have another glue stick at the ready. Anyway, we'll see how far I get with this one, and if I have to use our glitter glue or something, I will. Or I'll leave the room. Just kidding. It also feels that maybe I should have turned on some light. Nothing like a little light on the subject. Okay, I am going, so I can, if I need to, I can trim the outer edge, but I do want to sort of have a sliver of that blue showing. Try to get it straight, if you don't mind. Not very. The heck. We're off to a fine start. Oh, look at that blob of glue there. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe from this angle I'll be able to see. So that's going to need to be trimmed. Do I have a... You know, if somebody was just, you know, peeking through a window or something, can see me all by myself, can see my lips moving, and think, that woman finally flipped her lid. What is she doing? Okay, there's that. The gray. Oh, here's this one will be good here. So I'm going to, I try not to, where I can help it, try not to have straight lines. And I may just run that a bit past. I'm going to keep away from the fold. And I'm going to have it run past there. Oh, and I'll use some of those book page borders because they're so nice. Okay, away from the edge. I'm going to lift that up for a sec so I can see what I'm doing. Because it's not only important that you see, I need to see too. Okay. This has some, okay, which girl did I say I was using? If I use that one, she's mostly blue. If I use that one. Oh, I don't even know where I'm using her. Why am I getting excited about that? Okay. Maybe this would be nice here. Would look kind of... Or would that be better here? That might be better here. That's roughly... I should probably cut this gold off on this side. fold. I'll cut this here, and I can trim as necessary. Now, part of me always feels, oh, I should wrap it around because that's going to make it stronger. And sometimes that's a really legitimate concern because, you know, there's nothing worse than going through the expense of buying kits and printing them and buying ink and investing time and effort into, you know, fussy cutting and all of that. And then finding out that, oh, and doing all that work, and then finding out that that it has, oh, just a minute, hold the phone. I didn't think about being on this side. You know, then finding out that, oh, you bend it a few times and it wants to crack. I'm not really pressing down on that just yet because I will probably end up trimming because that book page is fairly thick, so I might as well just trim it as opposed to wrapping it around and making it really kind of bulky. So let's do that. Of course, trying not to cut the bottom of the pocket open. Oh yeah, nerves of steel, baby. Okay, oh, I could have run it a little higher over here. And of course, you know, this is just the base layer. I could, wrong verb, but let me say it anyway. I could slather on some lace or some ribbon to frilly that up a bit. Okay, maybe just for the heck of it, I should also do this while I'm here. Usually I make those things deeper, but I don't want to use the blue on there. So if necessary, I'll go over. I sure didn't trim that very well. And I don't know whether you can hear or not, but I do have a load of laundry in the dryer. And that dryer, if you don't take the stuff out when the timer, like when the cycle is done, it will keep, every so often, it'll toss itself around so that so the things don't, I guess, get creased or whatever. Should I put a bit of music? That'll be a waste there because anything in the pocket will cover it. Are these a bit... Maybe that's a bit heavy. I could use these as pockets, perhaps. What else have I got here? Whoa. That's kind of wild, isn't it? But if I don't use it, like, what am I saving it for? So if I cut right along there, okay, first of all, let me figure out where I want it to go here. I have to say, as I was working on that other envelope that I showed you at the start of the video, it was a lot of fun. And I know that, you know, people say that in most videos, oh, this is so much fun. I don't say things I don't mean, and what I say, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. So some things are not fun, to be honest. But this was so much fun because for those of us maybe a little, I don't know, well, how can I say it that's not going to diss myself or anyone out there who happens to like that. For those of us who are maybe more controlled, more conservative, more, you know, we're not as out there as maybe some other people. Oh, that's not the piece I wanted. This is the piece I wanted. I'm thinking, why does it seem so short? Okay, so now I can make a mark. I think it's good for people like that, like us, like me, to every so often tackle something like that is just go nuts, go wild, go, you know, I know you hear it every day, there are no rules in journal making, but you wouldn't believe that based on some of the videos you see, because they are so, and I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying this is my observation. They are, boy, that wasn't that straight. What the heck? Okay, before I peel that backing off, let me just see if again, I can stick a bead in the corner there. Now I kind of want to roughen up this edge so it's not quite so straight. Eesh. Yeah, I guess I can sort of chew it up. This one won't matter because it'll be covered. Is that going to be sticky enough? I think I better add some glue. Anyway, yeah, people keep talking about, oh, there are no rules, when in fact, a lot of what you see being created is very much, you know, done to a formula. So again, to each his own. That's not my choice. I mean, not my decision, or I have no right to say anything about that. Because I mean, obviously, we all have free will. We do whatever we want. But yeah, this sort of a project really lets a person kind of cut loose, and it's not so good. Guess that's better. I could probably use part of that. So if I go as high as kind of as far as that one goes down, it'll be okay. Would I like a ragged thing around the window? Probably. That would be good. Can you see? And I'll just do a little tear over here so it's not quite so regular. You know what? I'm going to turn on a light gun or two. You know, I'm kind of, and I don't want to sound negative because I've really enjoyed this 100-day project, but one of the things that is going to really make me happy is when it is over, I'll be able to kind of put a lot of things away. Like, I don't mind. Oh no, I was having the torn one that way. I don't mind having chaos and a mess and having a lot of things out because then I'm reminded to use them. So those are all good things in my opinion. But even I have a breaking point where it's like, okay, let me get a grip on things here. So I'm fast approaching that. Okay, I think that's looking not bad as a first layer. How are we doing for time here? Whoa, 46 minutes. And I managed to show you something and glue half, a quarter of something. Yoy. Yoy, yoy, yoy. I didn't really want this to be all blue, but I suppose it can be. That's kind of wild. I don't really like this side, but so what? I should also use this in some little fragments here. This is, again, something that I found when thrifting. It is, to be honest, I don't know what it is. It's got a sticky back, but I always add glue. But it is sort of transparent also. So we're going to see exactly what is underneath there. And maybe this one will be fine. I won't bother trying to add more glue. What am I trimming here? Not much, so I can just add this anywhere. So isn't that cool? So I should, I don't know if this is my last piece or not, but I better use it up here because, really, what am I saving it for? Okay, let's put some of this down here. And maybe this way, this time I should go that way a little bit. This is cardstock, so it is a bit, it is thicker, obviously. And I guess I can, I didn't cut that very straight, did I? So I'll trim that excess off. I don't know. If I had a nickel for every time I cut something too short. Okay, yeah, this will strengthen the top of the page. Sometimes when you end up having to trim things off, it's just simpler to mark where to put the glue on here as opposed to on there. Trying to get that little thread off without getting myself all gooey. Whoops. So anyway, I think I started to say that I really hope that you, if you haven't already tried an eclectic or a boho journal, I hope that you do, because it is, well, at least to my way of thinking, it's very freeing. Where's that side better? This side is better, but maybe I should use this one just to prove to myself that I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's got that glittery stuff on it, so I should probably hear it from this side. My husband was arranging whatever he needed to do for, I never trimmed this side. Arranging what he needed to do to get ready to spray the crops for weeds. And of course, I've said before, we're not very big farmers, and a lot of what we own is all old equipment. So anyway, and I, of course, had to help him a bit today. Anyway, then he comes in with this crestfallen look to tell me that the well, so it's not the household well, but the well that would have supplied water to the cattle when we had them, the water level has dropped to the point where he can't fill the water tank. And I don't know. I never thought I'd live long enough to hear that, because we have a very high water table. Like when we had a new well dug for the house, like our soil is quite sandy, so you end up with some of that stuff sort of caving in as the guy is, digging the hole. Anyway, the top of the water was only, I have more, or did I show you? No, maybe I showed you this stuff already. The top of the water, when you look in the well, was something like, 10 feet, maybe 14 feet. Like, that is really high when you think that some poor people have to, I'm just trying different things out here, have to drill wells that are, 200 feet deep or something. So this is ridiculously high. That's better. Ugh. Let me sneak a bit of this in. It hurts my eyes. Anyway, so to know that well has dropped, or the water level in that well by the barn has dropped to the point where he can't fill a tank, and he's going to need several over the course of this. Am I going to be able to do this without creating another? Oh, okay, more of the same. Let me try from this side. I was trying to get rid of that white. So if I do it this way, theoretically... Oh, I made it worse. The heck? This isn't a good color, I don't think, but let's try it anyway. Is the blue gonna look dumb on there? So now the question becomes, do we have to buy a water tank that will fit under the, what would you call it? The fill, I don't know, spout, outlet, whatever, at the water treatment plant. So that sounds like it's going to be expensive to buy a tank, and then, a white poly tank, and then have to pay for water by the gallon or the liter or however they sell it, or the cubic meter or something. I don't need that to be that long, mind you. That's fine. I'll just do it. Oh, I shouldn't have worried so much about that edge. It's probably going to be covered by the next piece of paper I use. Anyway, so yeah, you know, it's just one thing after another. And then the other day I saw somebody on TV talking about, you know, the crops have barely been seeded, and he's already talking about the prospects for farmers for this year. Oh, commodity prices are down. You know, like canola is about half of what it was last year. Input costs are higher because, of course, fertilizer is one of the I'm probably wrong about that, so I should stop while I'm ahead. Oh yeah, I think that's shaping up. Maybe I have to introduce some pink here because we've got pink over here. Is that the biggest piece I have? I could also... Maybe I'll just use this. It's about the right size. In fact, it's pretty well perfect, except for this little guy that's sticking out. Who knows why? Oh, yeah. It's like I had a plan. Ooh. Maybe I'd better put a little blue along here. Okay, I think I'm gluing this down, and then I have to call it a day because this is far too long for expecting you to hang in there. Oh, let me do my little spiel. Is this the way I had it? Whoa, sorry. No, I think it was this way. Oh yeah, I had the straight edge against the seam here. Again, pull it away. Learn from past mistakes. Anyway, yes, I was going to say we're closing in on 400 subscribers. I've promised a very impressive prize pack not if, come on. When? Is that too wild? I could then introduce some hot pink on that side. That would work. Come on, that would work. Too bad this is so crooked. Well, what if I do? But then that'll be crooked too. I guess I better not care. Okay, Hazel, you don't care about that. Yeah, so obviously, if you haven't yet subscribed, I'd really hope that you would help us get to the 500 mark that much sooner. Get to the fun part of a giveaway, and of course, that's not the end. That's just the beginning of reaching the next milestone. Whoa! It was. Oh God! How can this be? And of course, it would be on a solid colored paper that my hands are. It's a signal to quit. Quit while you're ahead. Okay, whoa. I want you to see, but then I should also probably spare you the look of this. Okay, so get that closed, but don't pull it away. Pull it away. Where's the edge? So gobbed up some glue there. Oh, you know what? This happened before. I don't know why that discolors the cardstock. But, of course, that doesn't matter. Let's trim and trim. You know what? I should have put this on in such a way that it would make those verticals look straight. I'm going to have to disguise that because it does annoy me. Let me get rid of this thing. Let me cover this up. So, of course, unless you're very, very, very brand new, obviously what I'm talking about is hitting the subscribe button, and also, you know, a really good thing is to hit the notification. There's this too. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. And then, of course, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Oh, here's this wallpaper border. That sort of tones that down. It's almost the right size, too. I could put something else there. Maybe if I use the cut edge. But I don't like the cut edge. Yeah, then, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, you know, thumbs up and commenting. All of those things matter to YouTube. That's such a straight line. I don't know how easy, oh, I was going to say, I don't know how easy it'll be to tear this, but it's not really that tough, even though it's wallpaper. Did you notice, I don't know if I pointed out when I was showing you that other envelope, how I glued down individual sequins in her hair? I thought that was very fancy. Very fancy. Okie dokie. So, actually, why don't I, well, no, I'll put something else there. Slide back, slide back. Okay, I said I was going to use up more of that yellow stuff. But then if I put it there, you know what, I had a bit of something or other. Oh, and I was also had this stuff. I could just put one or two of these squares, can't I? You'd let me do that, wouldn't you? How big are they exactly? I have to say that I am kind of really enjoying this new freedom I've given myself. I should put some blue there. This freedom I've given myself. See, I didn't even need to do anything there because the ink. This freedom I've given myself to just use whatever is within reach. To forget about this whole planning. Now this thing is stuck to my table. I could have a little hair of that pink showing. I'll show you this in a second if I've moved out of range. And I have one left. I've got a little baby one there. Okay, I'm going to glue this one down and then trim whatever sticks out beyond. Why does that look wider than the others? Come on. I'm trying to stick down the part that doesn't have any glue. That doesn't sound like a very good plan. I guess we'll see if that's going to need reinforcement with art glitter glue or something. Let's do a little slot. I pinched myself. Oh, and you know what? Where is that girl? That third girl. Also these things. Oh, and I love these. I didn't show you these. Look how cool those are. These were Dollar Tree, what do you call it, stickers. And I hesitated. Like, I like them, but I thought, oh, they're kind of thick because, of course, the diamonds are on there. But, oh, there she is. I was wondering, oh, look at that. It's like she's perfect. Oh. What do we have sticking over here? Okay, so why don't I figure out positioning? Oh, it would be better. Well, we don't want to cut her head off. We do want, I mean, well, I guess if we cut her the toe of her shoe off, that's better than cutting her head off. Okay, so oops. We're going to have something to look at through that window. Ah, and here's where I have to remember to put glue on this side as opposed to, mind you, no, I could glue her down here. Oh, no, that's not going to be good. She has to be over here. Otherwise, if this is a signature page, that will be who knows where. So let me, if that's good, we'll get her up tall, up higher. I think I'm going to have to trim a little bit at the top. Make a mark around here where I want, whoops, where I want her position. And then she'll be in the right spot. Okay, so I think I'll just add art glitter glue to here without getting too close to the window. Yeah, it's a bit of glare. I can hardly see where I drew that line. And I suppose I could have trimmed it. I didn't need to have all this excess. Okay, so let's get about here in terms of how close we want to be to the window, because, you know, if it oozes out, that's going to be bad. And I won't even be able to get at it to wipe it. Oh my goodness. Okay, are we ready? I'll just make sure her head is where it belongs. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, let's trim this off. I have a little culprit there. Okay, I think we have to stop there, guys. So we have a couple of pockets to, you know, close up and make stuff for. You know, there are a few odds and ends that. Oops, don't put her in upside down. And of course, I haven't added any fabric or ribbon or stars or tulle or puffy stickers or any of that fun stuff. Another thing that will be cool, oh, and I said I was going to use up the last of this, but I don't even have such a color happening there, but it's boho. It's okay. It is okay. Where's the crown? Anyway, you don't need to see any more of this. That's nice. You don't need to see any more of this chaos. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Help me get to the 500 mark. And we'll see you tomorrow. Did I say that this is, I think this is day 81. Anyway, thank you. See you. Bye.